I didn't expect the internet to be almost gone the second day the day after the typhoon. It went on all night last night. This morning it's gone. When I woke up, which is in the afternoon, there's no more internet. I mean, there is, but really, really slow. You can't do anything. Can't even send messages like that. One thing I've discovered, two things I've discovered. The first thing is electricity. If you really think about it, we are so surrounded by complete magic, complete high technology, because most of us, 99% of us, take everything for granted. We never think about it, because we were born into this kind of high technology, so we take everything for granted. But then suddenly when I started to think about electricity and what it does, it just stuns me. Look at what it does. Think about your battery. What is a battery? A portable battery. What is it? You just need to plug it onto a cable on the wall, and then it will be charged. Electricity would get stocked inside in a way that you can't imagine it. Like, what exactly is electricity? And how is it how is it stored inside of a thing that I hold in my hand? And an hour ago it was empty of electricity. An hour later it's filled with electricity. What exactly is electricity? And we don't know. If you're not a physicist or something like that, you don't know what is electricity. Well, look at what it can do. It can make a complete dark screen start to play videos, to play people's faces on it, and it can produce sounds as well, music. And not only that, with our smartphones, it can light up a screen that we can interact with just using our fingers. How crazy is that? It's so unbelievable. Look, I just need to click on things, and then the screen would respond. Oh my God, how the fuck does it work? That's crazy. I can't understand, it's magic. It's pure magic. It's miracle. I do not understand this. Another thing is, it can give us light. Look, at night, there's complete darkness. But then because we have electricity, it can literally light up a light bulb. And it would just light up the whole room as if it was the daytime. It can be that powerful. That's electricity and what it can do. What exactly is electricity? If you look at it, it's like lightning. It's light. It's almost just like magic. If magic is visible, that's what magic looks like. Electricity. Holy crap. That's something I can't figure out. Also, it can make my AC start to produce cold air to cool down a whole room in summer. That is incredible. It can make my fan start to work. I mean literally. I'm not trying to make fun of it or anything. I'm just being really serious. You might laugh. If you don't get it, you're laughing. If you really get what I'm saying, you are stunned as well. And just look at what it can do. A second ago, this fan is completely still. As soon as I plug in a cable, it starts to move automatically. Like magic. That's what only magic can do in the past. Now I can totally understand a person from, let's say, from the 15th century. They can't not understand our technology at all. It looks pure magic to us, to them. I can totally understand, because if you look at things around us, look at how crazily we are surrounded by things that are complete miracles, such as an AC. Imagine that. What is an AC? It's something that produces enough coldness when you are hot in summer in a room. It is something that can make your room feel like a different season. That's what magic it is. And look at the boiler, water boiler. You put water in it, you plug it in. It can start to boil your water automatically for you without fire. What the fuck is that? Holy crap. And look at what internet is. The internet is not just magic, it's pure a miracle. It's more than miracle. It's not something you can... What internet can do. Internet, oh my god. I don't even know how to begin to describe it. It's just incredible. And we're surrounded also lights, lights. That's the most incredible thing. Lights, oh my god. How do you imagine that? Light, what is light? What is light bulbs? How can it just turn a completely dark room at night into a daytime room? How does it do that? What exactly is light? It takes no time, you just switch it on, and then in no time the room completely shifts. That's just crazy. And a fan, holy crap. I can't even begin to admire it, because I think it's creating too much entropy in my information processor in my mind, If I try to really, really appreciate it from the core and every single thing, I feel like I'm overloaded. And maybe that's why we just tend to take things for granted, because our mind doesn't want as much complexity. So by taking things for granted, it kind of saves itself from, complexity. That's why we're kind of made to be ungrateful. Holy crap. I can't, everything around me is a miracle. I'm sitting on a sofa. A sofa, look at a sofa made by machines. It looks so perfect. All the sofas look exactly the same. I mean, the sofas of the same brand, the same type, they look exactly the same. How can it be? Look at the chairs, you get the same chair from the same factory. They all look exactly the same. How could that be? Oh my god, that's crazy. That's not imaginable. And a TV and light. We're surrounded by miracles, magic, pure magic. We really think about it. You really go through this veil that's blinding us from the miracles of magic. If we really try to go through it, you kind of feel completely stunned every single day. Every single inch of existence around you is pure magic. And I started to really appreciate materials. Well, not today, but a while ago, I started to look at plastics. People hate it. People say it's the worst invention. It's the crime. It's crime to environment. But look at be grateful. Don't look at what plastic is damaging. Look at what it's been doing for us for centuries. Look at a plastic, I was stunned to realize that plastic can look like glass, can look just purely, completely, transparent. How does it do that? How can it be, Because for me, plastic should be, just unprocessed plastic. I don't know what color it is, but to me, it's supposed to be colored. I don't know. I think a red plastic box is less expensive than a transparent one, obviously. And I can't even begin to imagine how. And also, plastic can last such a long time, and it's not like glass will break easily. Glass, you throw it on the floor, it does not break. Holy crap! How amazing it is! And it can hold water. You know, even hot water. Can you imagine that? Because in your mind, we tend to think of plastic with hot water, it would melt. But we have plastic that can hold hot water. Holy crap. And even, very complicated, heavy things are made of plastic, such as AC, The whole shell of it is plastic. Metal is so great. But look at plastic. Holy shit, plastic is so much softer, more vulnerable than metal, but it can do just even more than what metal can do. And plus, it is even lighter. So incredibly much lighter than metal. Oh my god, plastic is literally a miracle. Everything's made of plastic. I can't even clothes. We have clothes made of plastic stuff. Can you imagine that? Some shirts, they're just made of plastic stuff, I can't even begin to worship it. I think about plastic bags, what kind of miracle that is. And they're incredibly elastic and soft. It's so soft that you can just, a giant plastic bag, you can just squeeze it into a small ball. That's how it, that's a miracle, For people from the 12th century, they can't begin to imagine something like this. That's pure miracle for them, Holy crap. And a plastic bag, it's so completely light. It's so light, it's light, its weight is ignorable, neglectable. But it can hold a whole watermelon. Imagine that. And look at watermelon. Holy shit. How can a thing from nature look so artistic? Look at its surface, its appearance. It's green with black patterns going on. That looks not imaginable. And inside is red. And it's not just that, it is sweet. It's so delicious. You can't imagine that is something that nature creates. And oh my god, when I started thinking about watermelon, when I started thinking about fruits, I literally go insane. Look at how crazy they are. They're from nature. They are edible. And they grow in a way that's perfectly just to be consumed as food. Look at, for example, an orange. It has a skin to protect the food inside. That's crazy, Well, apple is not as crazy as oranges, because oranges, they have this thick skin that's so peelable. You can just peel it off so easily. And the skin is just there to protect the fruit inside for you to eat. But apple, apple's like skins is there also, but it's really, really different. It's much, much thinner, much less protective. And look at watermelon. Holy crap! How can watermelon be so damn beautiful? Look at this pattern. It's not understandable to me. Damn, and grass. When I look at grass, how can there be this kind of plant that, let's just grow this short, this tiny, small, but with a so large rain, like, you know what I mean? Like if there's a meadow in front of you, it's filled with grass, and each individual grass is so small and thin, but then there are so many of them. Whenever you see a grass, you don't see just one, you see a lot of them. How can a plant be like that? to create this metal that, that looks just like a carpet, natural part. How is that? How can that be? As if the grass grows that way just to create this carpet that looks, I love it. It's so, I just love grass, I love to see grassland between trees. Oh, I can't begin to appreciate it. Even look at your body. When I look at my body, I can't even begin to, how can you have these, for example, your hand, you look at your hand, it can move without you start to really think about moving it. You just need to have the intention before any thoughts form. You just need to have the intention that you barely notice, barely on your conscious mind, but you have the intention when you move your hand. If, for example, you want to stand up and walk, you don't think about it. You don't think, okay, I'm going to stand up and walk. As long as you have the intention, your body just moves, for you. How can it be? How can a hand be such a incredibly elaborated, detailed, incredible, machine? It can move so incredibly accurate, however you want to move it. We just have these. I can't begin to imagine, how flexible our fingers are. It's incredible. Look at what they can do. That's just crazy. That's pure magic to me. Look at the vessels under the skin that is there to transport blood. And blood, Holy crap, look at the skin. Holy fuck. Just look at it. It's just perfection. Every inch of existence is perfection. Even air, I don't even need to talk about it. If you watched it, you've got it, you know what I mean. Every inch of existence is pure miracle, magic. Holy crap. Look at what we do. We can have dreams when we go to sleep. Dreams. What are they? What the fuck are dreams? Holy crap. Can you imagine what the fuck is a... And we have that every fucking single night. At least I do. And what the fuck is that? Holy crap. I have my eyes closed, my consciousness gone. But I have these pictures and things going on when I'm completely gone, How the fuck does that happen, Holy shit. And different materials have a different feel to it, leather, for example. Artificial leather feels completely different from clothes. And different kind of clothes have a different texture, you just close your eyes and you feel it. You can feel the damn difference, and that is a fucking miracle. How come everything feels so incredibly different? Why don't they just feel so incredibly familiar, They feel so distinctive. You can just tell what they are just by feeling them with your eyes closed. Just by touch alone, you're able to tell things from things. You're able to tell different materials of clothes. They feel so differently, and why? This existence is so sophisticated, so elaborated, it's created from the finest details before we can begin to appreciate it, It's beyond our ability of appreciation because we are so limited. The human mind is, that's why we take things for granted, because if we don't take things for granted, for example, then we would literally not be able to do anything, because we'd be appreciating everything, every single moment, and that's not a bad thing either. Holy crap! And look at me. I am speaking. I'm making sounds. What am I? I'm a bag of bones, but I'm making sounds. I'm producing ideas. Or that's not the case now. Now that I know things, I'm not producing ideas. Ideas just flew through this bag of bones that's coming out of my mouth as sounds, and not just sounds, but language. Language. Holy shit! What the fuck is language? Look at the language. Damn crazy. Fuck. I am making some sounds out of my mouth. So automatically that I don't even need to think about what I need to say. It's so automatic. If when I want to say glass, I just say glass. I don't need to think. Okay, let's see what glass is. GLAS. So this sound is good and Latin. I don't need to think. I just need to say glass, okay? When I want to say anything, I can just say it. Okay, what the fuck is that? And not just that, you can understand me. How the fuck is that? Look at animals. Animals don't have any of this. Language, look. Well, they have their own language, but look at our language. That is incredible. Just some sounds that is so, again, completely so sophisticated. That sounds so completely similar. We are able to tell the difference. Glass, they're so completely similar, but you can tell the complete difference just between a little shift in one sound, and your ear is capable of capturing that perfectly in a way that is so incredible that I can be saying, I don't know, that is just crazy. Look at language. That is fucking crazy. Look at what the fuck is language. And look at what a bag of bones is saying and making sounds that can actually convey not just shallow information such as there's a glass there, or just nouns or verbs. It can talk about philosophy, things so profound and depth. Completely abstract, completely intangible, not things visible to any of our senses. How can that be? You just holy crap. What are we? What are we really? You just look at any inch of your body that is made of pure miracle. Look at any inch of your body. For example, I'm looking at my arm. This inch of skin below my hand. Looking at it, and I can see the veins, and there's the skin, it's so elastic, you can poke it, it's so soft, it's like a water bag or what, it moves when you poke it, it kind of is so soft, like you wonder if it could be like as soft as a pillow or even softer, and so elastic, and it has a bone inside it. And what the fuck is a bone? Holy crap, the veins going and transporting blood. Look, and and the color of blood is pure redness. But look at our skin; it has so many different colors. How could it be? How are we not red people? Why do we have so incredibly completely different colors from red? We could be very close to red. Where aren't we orange, pink? We are, some people can look black. How could that be? How could that possibly be? Some people look completely white. How can you look white if the only thing that makes up you is red? It's not just any red, pink. It's not even pink at all. It's red, striking red. And how do we look not red at all? I don't look red at all. Unless I scratch my skin a lot, I start to look just pink, not even red yet. I'll have to cut it to see blood coming out. And then that would look like something that's not understandable. You cut a skin that is white, for example, and what's coming out of it is pure red, dark red. And how does it look? How is it like that? I don't understand. Why don't we look something, closer to that red? Look at things. Holy crap. Another thing that I realized, the hamsters, and I had one as a pet. They're just so crazy. Look at how small they are. The hamster I had, a dwarf one, is smaller than my palm. I got a small palm. I don't know how to pronounce this word. English is not my first language. It's so damn fucking small, But you know what? It can like I don't know how long, but it can run for a lot of miles per night, every single fucking day. Look at how fucking small it is. And and the thing is, if you keep them as a pet, you put just a wheel in it. They know to use the wheel, Like what the fuck, They just do it automatically, Like it's kind of need for them. I guess it is a need for them. But for human, it's just incredible to know. Look at a little fucking hamster. Every single night, it just goes onto that wheel just to run for a few miles. I don't know how many. Is it 10 miles or how many? I don't remember. I can like Google it. Okay, now I have the internet. Okay, I could. There was no lag anymore. There was a big, huge fucking lag before half an hour ago. I couldn't even use search engines. Hamsters, they fucking run for, the wild hamsters, they run for like 10 miles, not 10, 5 per night. And they do it like a breathing. So like human beings, they literally need to force themselves to do it. Run for 5 miles. The hamsters, they do it just because they do it. Ultimately, I just can't begin to think, how does a small damn fucking shit hamster get up every single day, night, just to run, get onto the wheel just to run for like an hour, 2 hours, That's just how crazy they are. I can't understand this, Like, first of all, I don't even know how does it know to use the wheel, Look at the wheel. They don't have it in nature. A hamster looks at a wheel, it climbs onto it, and it just starts running. And it remembers the next day to come back to it and start running on it. And it does it every single fucking day. I don't know. That's just... That's just crazy. Damn shit, It needs to run. Like a hamster needs to run. It has the need to run just like the need to eat when it's hungry. It's hungry for running. What the fuck is that? In the wild, in nature, wild hamsters run for food, for hunting. But hamsters as pet, they do not need to run for food anymore, but they still need to run. That's just how crazy it is. And hamster, you give it a huge, giant fucking cage. It's not enough for them. They need a wheel. No matter how big a cage you give them, they need a wheel. Because they need to run. Damn shit. Oh my god. And they do it not just for like 10 minutes, okay, today I will run for 10 minutes. They do it for fucking an hour or two. I don't know, like, let me Google, is that true? Anyway, a long time. I lost the internet again. I guess it didn't come back. It just maybe came back for one instant. That was gone again. You can't use it. The page wouldn't load at all. Hamsters. They're not social animals, you know. Damn fucking shit. If they're not social animals, then why the fuck do they look so cute? Why do they look fucking ugly and scary? So that, and that's the way you should expect a non-social animal to look like. You would never expect a fucking non-social animal to look like a fucking hamster, but that's what they look like. They should look like spiders, you know. But they don't. They look like fucking Sluffy and with those fucking eyes and damn shit. How the fuck is a hamster a non-social animal? I don't get it. They don't need to be pet. They don't need to be handled. They don't want you to. They want to just be left alone. And why the fuck do you look so fluffy? Why can't you just look like a crocodile, for example, with that kind of skin? Or a snake, you know? I don't understand. Is hamster the only mammal that is non-social? I can't think of another one. Maybe, I know, like the eagles, they're not social maybe, I think so. But they're birds, I understand. But mammals, I can't think of a second mammal that is not social. Dogs are, bunnies are, rats are, mouse are, guinea pigs are, cats. Okay, cats. Cats, well, I can't say they are not. They are social animals. They are. You know, some cats, cats can totally tolerate another cat in the same room, you know. Some can, but many can. But hamsters completely not. Not at all. I can't think of a second. That looks so cute and fluffy. If a mammal looks so completely ugly, like ugly and scary, and it's a non-social animal, I totally understand. Maybe bats. Are bats mammals? Yeah, they're rats. They are mammals, I think. And they aren't non-social. They are very social. When you see them, you see a flock of them. I can only think of hamsters, and how the fuck are they not social? Maybe because they're too small, so it's not convenient for them to be social animals. Because they're so small, so it's really difficult for them to see each other. And because they are prey animals, they shouldn't make sounds when they hunt, or they're a predator. So the prey, if they make sounds, if they communicate with each other, well, I don't know, I don't understand it. I don't understand zoology. I know nothing about it. Oh, it's so tiring, I felt like, holy crap, I'm surrounded by miracles. And look at that fucking house, that fucking apartment I'm in. It's right up inside, right in the air, It's a 20th floor. That is fucking in the air. How the fuck is that? Oh my god. That is not understandable. And look at the little insects that fly. Holy fuck. How do they do that? How the fuck? The flies, for example, they're like, we can't even begin to understand them. I don't mean it in a scientific way, or I mean it in a way, a subjective way, you can't begin to understand them. They fly like in front of you, they're so fast. And they're like little helicopters, like little. I can't say they're airplanes, they are faster than airplanes. An airplane doesn't move in that way. An airplane moves really slowly. When you see a fly, it moves, you know. It's like a quantum animal. And they just take that for completely granted. I mean, it's nothing stunning for them to know they can fly, because that's flying for them is just like breathing for us, heart beating for us. I mean, think about these little insects. They even have a heart. All of them have a heart. You know, I asked GPT. I said, like, all the animals have a heart. Not exactly like a same as ours. They have their own hearts. We all have a heart. I can't imagine a fruit fly has a heart. Oh my god. Holy crap. Oh my fucking god, you know. You know, it's so incredible. When you have a pet, for example, you put your hand on its chest, you can feel its heart beating. That's just the most incredible feeling, you know. You literally feel that that's another living in a being right in front of you. Another individual right in front of you. Holy fuck. That is just so crazy, you know. Especially the smaller they are, the more stunning it is. Just think about a newly born bird or a newly born hamster, for example. That is just so small that you can barely see it. It has heartbeats. Can you imagine that? You probably can't even feel it. I don't know. You have to really be really quiet to feel his heart beating. Can you imagine? Can you even begin to think about it? You know, a baby hamster, which is just as big as a dust, literally, a smaller than a being, probably. You know, a pea smaller than a pea. You know, and it has a heartbeat. Holy fucking crap! And you can feel it. Holy shit. Holy fuck, that is just... And an elephant, you can feel an elephant's heartbeat. I wonder what that feels like. And fish. Holy fuck, fish. They're not even mammals. They have hearts. Think about a whale. If you could feel his heartbeat, what would that be like? If only plants have that too. Because they don't move at all, and they don't have heartbeats at all. We can't feel their movement at all. They look dead to us, you know. They're completely still, and we treat them as if they were dead. We move them around however the fuck we want. We cut them, we eat them, you know. When we go outside and we see plants, you know, you can even pluck a leaf. You wouldn't second think about it, you know, because they're completely still, and to us, I mean, subconsciously, they're dead. We're animals, and anything, a not moving animal is a dead one. Unless it's sleeping. Even when it's sleeping, its body's moving, right? A completely still animal is a dead one to us. So completely still things, we treat them dead. As long as something moves, such as a robot, even a cleaning robot, you know, a floor sweeping robot, we treat it as if it's an animal, you know. We name it, you know. Some people, they talk to that cleaning robot as if it's alive, because it moves. That's how we as animals are attached to this idea of movement and stillness. Anything that is still is not is dead. So we kind of treat plants as if they were dead, you know. We believe they don't feel. We believe we can do whatever the fuck we do to plants the way we do to dead bodies, you know. Like I said, we can step on grass. We can break a branch out of a tree with no problem. We don't second think about it, you know. I'm not saying it's something wrong to do. Well, I personally believe that plants do not suffer. If they do, they would need to move. They don't move. The reason why they don't move, they don't need to move at all, is because they do not suffer the way we do. I don't think they suffer at all. Because, well, maybe, I don't know, like, I think the word suffering doesn't apply to plants. You know, how we treat dead things. We do whatever the fuck we want. Like a chair, we sit on it. If it breaks, we don't feel sad. We only feel sad if it's our chair, right? If it's somebody else's chair that breaks, we do not feel anything. But if somebody else's dog dies, we feel, you know, it's a sad thing. But if somebody else's damn fucking chair breaks, no, it's nothing. Or a tree's cut. You know, when we see a cut tree, you know, a trunk, we don't panic the way we do when we see a dead body, you know. Because plants to us are dead, you know. I don't mean in a literal sense. I mean it I'm talking to your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind believes plants are dead. No matter how you're consciously, we all know, you know, intellectually, let's say the word intellectually, we know plants are alive, of course. Anyone that's gone to school knows that plants are alive. You know, but empirically, you know, experientially, we do not experience that as a empirical experiential knowledge. Our direct experience of plants is that they are dead because they are completely still. Though some plants move a little, but they move in a way that we can't perceive. You know, we can see, like, after a long time, we come back, we can see that a plant has grown. But in our day-to-day life, when we really swiftly pass a tree that we never observe, they are dead to us. If we really observe a tree, we know we can experience their liveness. But, you know, for most people, 99% people, they're not plants observers. You know, we walk past plants all day, every single fucking day. We do not experience them as alive. Oh, why do I mention that? Well, I just think it's an interesting thing to think about. Well, I do know they are alive because I feel really connected with nature. I feel like I know they're alive. You know, is that in my direct experience? Well, yeah, actually, yes. When I look at trees, you know, I talk not only to trees, not only to plants. I talk to every single thing. I talk to my fan. I talk to the elevator, for example. You know, I don't talk to my refrigerator, so. But, you know, when I look at a thing, it looks not dead to me. Like, I kind of feel it has its own life in a way that our human mind can't perceive. So I talk to everything. You know, I talk to my glasses, for example. When I can't find them, I say, "Where are the fucking bitches?" If I like subconsciously, I don't treat my glasses as a living thing. I wouldn't call them bitches when I can't find them, right? Well, I know some people they also speak it that way, but I even talk to my phone. You know, my phone, like, I don't mean now. Now I'm talking to somebody that's potentially listening to this recording later in time. I mean, when I'm not recording at all, I look at my phone, but that's rare. And I know that every toy is alive, you know. I don't treat them as dead, but I think it's easy to do because toys have faces, you know. So most people treat them alive, I think. Especially people that are not like my family, like pragmatic S people on the MBTI test. They're S people, you know, I don't know, SJ, such as STJ people would treat, or TJ people, it doesn't have to be S. TJ people meaning people that judge rather than perceive, people that follow their reasoning, logical thinking rather than feeling, and they tend to not, they tend to treat toys as less alive, and well, I treat toys absolutely alive. You know, if I see a toy break from its neck, I literally feel kind of a little bit horror, the same way I would feel when I see it really a neck falling off a living animal. I feel it a little bit, but I still feel it. And a fan, you know, I talk to my fan all the fucking time. Because the fan is the only thing that's really, other than the phone. But with the phone, it's different because when you look at the phone, you're not really looking at the phone. You're looking at the content presented through the phone. So you tend to completely ignore the phone itself. But with a fan is there, you know, and I carry it wherever I go in my apartment because it's really hot here. So it's on 24 hours right next to me, you know, and it's making a sound. So I literally talk to it. Even the light bulbs, how do you call it? It's not the light bulb, it's a light. Okay, let's just call it a light at the ceiling, you know. It's really beautiful, made of glass and metal, and you know, and looks like a flower. You know, when I look at it, I do not take it as dead for granted. I'm not saying that people who do not think things, who do not perceive things to be alive, are worse people than me. That's not what I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to say anything. I'm just saying whatever that comes into my mind. Okay, I'm not giving a speech. I'm just talking, chatting, you know. So, but literally, I feel like I really would get along with people that feel the same. When I look at lamb, even when I look at a smoke detector, you know, it's there. I don't perceive it as just glass, just plastic sitting there, you know. I look at it, I kind of feel it's alive somehow. I can even see a face out of it in a way that I don't know how to describe to you, because obviously it doesn't have, you know, traditional eyes in traditional sense, or mouth or anything. That has nothing. But I kind of can feel it has eyes, or I really kind of feel like. You know, I don't know how to describe this for you. I think it's a thing that children have. You know, when children look at things, they think everything's alive. You know, I kind of read it somewhere a few years ago, and that completely matches what I think. You know, when I even look at a cupboard, for example, I kind of feel it has a face, and it is sitting there. I'm not saying it's just a bag of wood and the plastic sitting on a wall. Oh no, I'm looking at it as if it is something alive in a way we can't perceive. I'm not perceiving it. I'm not trying to analyze this. I don't know what it is. Is it even intuition? It's just a feeling, you know. It's an experience, whatever it is. I literally have no language for it. For example, when I look at a glass or anything, you know, it's I can't tell you what I feel. They're not dead to me, you know. They're not dead. They aren't alive in a traditional sense, but they're not dead to me. Not at all. So I would feel sad if a violent person smashes a glass onto the wall and the glass breaks. But actually, you know, it's something, if I don't remind well, in a scene like that, you have a lot of different things to focus on. So the objects are the last things you start to focus on. So that's not a good example. But if I accidentally, for example, breaks my glass, I kind of feel sad. Like in my mind, I have a little funeral for it. But it's really, really subtle. It's small. It's not something dramatic for me. Something that takes a large part of my consciousness or what. Even when I look at parts of my body, they have their own individual lives. For example, when I look at my belly button, it's alive. When I look at my hands, they're alive, you know. I mean, I don't mean like they are alive. They are alive, but I mean like alive individually, independently in a way, you know. I don't know how to describe it to you. I look at my hand. It's not my feet. My hand is not a foot. My hand is a hand, you know. It is alive in its own way. I look at it, it's not me, I look at my hand, it's a hand, it's not me, right? I look at my belly button, it's not me. It is a belly button. It is alive. It has its own. When I look at my body in a mirror, when I look at my feet, for example, the toes, each one of them alive from the other. I could even name them. I wouldn't because I don't really talk to them, so. But when I look at them, I feel like they are there, I don't know how to describe it to you. They are there. I think it's a perfect description. They're there. They. Whenever we call something as they, we give them a pronoun. It is no longer dead. At least for me, They are. You give them a verb. Because they're not doing anything. They're not doing anything. But if you sort of give them a verb, they are there. Kind of feel like, okay, they are there. They're alive somehow. They're alive. Even my knees, Even a hair on my leg. Okay, there's this hair that is holy shit, is it gone? Oh, it's still here, okay. There's this hair on my leg that is abnormally long. It's like a hair on my head. It keeps growing and growing, but it doesn't grow as long as my hair on my head. It grows just like 10 centimeters long, just one hair there, and it's white, transparent. It's white, actually. Well, all the other hair on my leg, they're black. This one is white and it's really long. When I look at it, I kind of feel it's like a plant to me. Kind of alive, it has its own life, I kind of feel this feeling. Every time I see it still there, I kind of feel happy. It's not dead, it's gone. It's still here, alive, thriving, growing. Like a plant in my living room, And the plants, they really can listen to you. Like understand when when you play some happy music to plants, they grow faster. Not just that. The most crazy thing is you get two plants, or even the same plant, for 10 days. You stick some compliments on it. You cut some piece of papers and write some compliments on it, and place the compliments on the plant, like on the bowl they're sitting in. Okay, and they grow faster than when you put insults. For the first 10 days you put compliments. The next 10 days you put insults on them, and they grow completely differently. They did experiments like this. It's true. Even the most crazy thing, even with things that you think are dead, such as rice, for example. Rice, dead rice, right? You bought from supermarket. You place, people did this experiment. I saw people that just do it out of curiosity, like they didn't make a video. And I saw there's thousands of people did this experiment, and then they said it's real. They just commented under the video and mentioned they did it out of real curiosity because they want to know if it's true or not, and they did it. It's real. I know it's real, so I don't need to do it. And you just put rice, 2 jars of same rice, same jars, and put water in it, same water, and leave it there for 10 days. On one jar you stick compliments onto it. On the other jar you stick insults onto it. And in 10 days they grow into completely different things. Not grow, they rot in different ways. One looks completely dirty, filthy, ugly. The other looks fine. That's just how crazy it is. Everything is alive. Everything is conscious. Everything. Nothing is dead. If we live in pure objectivity, which we do, we do live in pure objectivity. We do live in a pure conscious. There's nothing that is out of consciousness. There's nothing that is not consciousness. Everything is alive. You can talk to anything, a stone. Okay, let's talk about the least enigmatic thing, the least living a live thing in the whole world. Let's talk a piece of garbage, for example. You get a piece of garbage sitting. Is there really anything that's garbage? You know, we call things garbage. Only things we don't want anymore, they're garbage. Garbage is really not a thing, you know. Garbage is not a thing itself. You could take something out of a garbage, what's the word? Okay, there's garbage sitting on the street. You take a piece out of it. It is something, you know. It's not just, you look at it, you say it's garbage. No, it's either a piece of plastic, you know, in which case it is a plastic, or it is a part of a toy, in which case it would be a part from a toy, or it's a piece of old dirty cloth. In that case, it's a piece of cloth. It's always something. It's not just garbage. You know, garbage is just a category we give to things. You know, it is not a real thing that exists. Garbage doesn't exist. You know, garbage, this thing itself, doesn't exist. And that's a lot of things that we, you know. Oh my God, it's another really complicated topic. You know, I don't want to begin because that's gonna consume my intellectual. And intellect, because I've already consumed it by trying to explain to you how what kind of miracle we live in. Every inch of existence is a miracle. That consumed a lot of my intellect because I consumed a lot of my energy. I don't know how to describe it, but it kind of felt exhausted after that exciting speech, right? And, you know, even now when I look at my glasses, how fucking crazy is that? Without glasses, I see shit. I see things, obviously, and there are people that I can't see shit without their glasses. And when you put them on, oh my God, the world is clear, crystal clear. That's just how crazy, you know, how the fuck did we invent things like this? This is pure magic, isn't it? To people with no glasses in the past, this is pure fucking magic to them. Miracle. What the fuck is our glasses? Holy shit! You know, with them I can suddenly read things on my thing. You know, without them I can't see shit. With them, I can see the words. Okay, what was I talking about? You know, there's a whole lot complicated, a new topic. If we want to unfold this, what was it? What was it that I was talking about? What was I talking about? What were we talking about? Like gone. Completely gone. Oh, garbage, okay. A category, you know, we category things. You know, the categories we give to things, the categories. And I really don't want to start it here. Maybe next time. I think it's a good timing because now you understand exactly what the example of garbage. You know, garbage itself doesn't exist. Garbage, it's not a thing itself. It's just a sound that we give. As a category to category actual things in certain conditions, such as broken glass, and we would put it under the sound, which sounds like this category. Oh, sorry. Which sounds like this garbage, you know? That's the sound that we assign to certain things under certain condition. But you know, that even is not absolute, you know. Garbage, this sound doesn't exist. Absolutely right. You know, broken pieces of glass can be garbage to some people, but completely magic, miracle to people from, let's say, from the to, well, I don't know when we started to have glass. Let's just say plastic, okay? Broken pieces plastic can look pure garbage to us, but it is complete pure miracle to people from the 9th century, for example. I think they didn't have plastic then. And that's just how crazy it is. You know, we live in complete subjectivity. There's no garbage. The garbage itself doesn't exist. You know, it's a name we give to things. It is. I can't even say it's a name. It's a sound that we assign to certain things. You know, it's purely, completely subjective term. It's a term. It's not a thing itself. There's no garbage. Garbage doesn't exist in this world. Okay, Garbage doesn't exist in this world. Only broken pieces of glass, broken pieces of animal bodies, broken pieces of leaves, broken pieces of plastic, clothes exist. That's what exists. And garbage doesn't exist. Garbage is the sound that we give to certain things. Garbage doesn't exist. You can say there's no garbage in the world, but to somebody who doesn't know this, who doesn't understand this, they don't understand you at all. They would say, "What the fuck do you mean? There's so much garbage right in front of my door. You mean there's no garbage in the world? There's so much garbage in my apartment. What the fuck do you mean? There's garbage in the world." And they don't get it. Okay, here's this example for me to explain what I'm gonna say next. Okay, bad people don't exist. Okay, evil doesn't exist. Negativity doesn't exist. Positive, that you can say the same, doesn't exist. Bad people don't exist. Good people don't exist. There are only people that's murder. Okay, that's a thing that exists. Okay, people that kill for fun, that exists. People that sacrifice their own life for others, that's what exists. But evil doesn't exist. The same way garbage doesn't exist, evil doesn't exist. Bad people don't exist. Good people don't exist. What exists? Only people do. People exist. What exists? Same thing in nature, in existence, materials. Okay, I don't say the word exist. Okay, in our world, what exists? Garbage doesn't exist. What exists? Materials exist, like pieces of clothes, pieces of plants, pieces of skin, pieces of plastic, pieces of paper. They exist, but garbage doesn't exist. Same way, and also, like I said, a piece of glass can look complete garbage to some, but pure magical miracle to some others. Some people in our world still haven't seen a piece of plastic. They've never seen plastic. People like that. Or even people who have never seen electricity. Some people in our world, they live in a jungle, for example. They've never seen plastic. If you show them plastic, for some, they would think it's pure magic. It's something, you show them plastic bag, for example, for us, it can be a pure garbage. For them, it's something it's literally a miracle. It's just such a material. For example, you can show it to me, to you. You think a plastic, dirty plastic bag is a fucking garbage, but for me, it's a damn fucking miracle. Look at a plastic bag. Any plastic bag it's a pure magical, pure miracle. It's something that's not even understandable. Not understandably pure magical. Magic. The miracle or magic. Okay, and I can show you my glasses. To you, they're dirty, they're worn, they're old, they're ugly, literally dirty. To you, it can be pure, just piece of fucking garbage. But for me, holy shit, I need it. It's necessary. It's not just that. It's miracle for me. With them on, I can see things. With them on, I can see shit. And that's it. So what's it gonna say? There are no bad people in the world. No good, bad people in the world. There are no beautiful and ugly people in the world. There are only people with their nose super large, with their nose super long, super large, or people without lips, or people with exceptionally small eyes, or people with or people with what I mean. And there are only people with long eyelashes and a small nose and a thick lips and fine skin and I can't even use the word fine skin, or I can only say skin of this specific tone, with a specific texture. Only texture exists. Fine skin doesn't exist. Only skin of this specific texture as something that solidly exists. Not fine skin is also another name, another sound we give to a certain type of skin. Beautiful people, same way. Beautiful, ugly people don't exist. You get it? Well, if you're smart, if you're listening to me, I think you get it. I don't need to give you any other examples. Now I can just tell you what exists, what doesn't. You get it? If you really, 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 really want to get deep into it, nothing exists. Nothing exists. Every fucking thing but that's a different level. Okay, that's a It's so funny when I think that I've been talking to myself for an hour and 5 minutes. Okay, you might think I'm a maniac. I'm just talking and laughing and the shit that I say. You might think I'm manic, but I'm having fun. And okay, that's a different thing. Actually, plastic exists. Plastic. Some things are plastic. Some things are metal. Some things are animals. Some things are organic. Plastic exists. Metal exists. You might want to argue, okay, metal is also a sound that we give to things such as iron. Well, if you really look at the difference between the way we give, the way we assign the sound garbage to certain things and the way we assign the sound metal to some other things, they're completely different ways, okay? So you can, if you really get what I mean, if you really just think about it, I don't want to consume my intellect, try to, sometimes it's good for a speaker to not really over-explain everything, even if there's some curiosity. So I can leave you some space for curiosity and digging in, I don't think I need to think about it for you, you have to think about it for yourself. Okay, metal exists, plastic exists, garbage doesn't exist. Murderers exist. Actually, murderer, do they really exist? Well, you have to think about it. Because the way we name murderer is a subjective way. The way we name metal is an objective way. The way we name garbage is a subjective way. Murderer itself is the word itself is both. Unfortunately, when it comes to people, the names we give to people, they're always subjective, no matter how objective they can be. Such as in this case, you can look at a person that kills, and you can name them a murderer. You can name it in a purely objective way, but because you're a person and they are a person as well, and the word murderer is negative because we do not approve people killing people. So the names we give to people, whatever names, like bad people, good people, murderers, killers, they are all subjective. No matter how objective they can be. You can write a legal a thesis, for example, and use the word murderer in a purely objective sense, but it can never be purely objective. It is always subjective. So, when you say the word murderer, the word murderer exists. Only people that kill people. Okay, you can say, let's just say that murderers exist, okay? But good people, bad people don't exist. Bad people don't exist. Is a murderer a bad person? Is a piece of plastic garbage? A piece of dirty plastic, is it garbage? Really? Is a murderer a bad person? Really? Is a person, you might want to really argue about it. I don't want to over-explain myself. Just think about it yourself, really. really think about it. I'm just opening a door. I'm not walking you through. Just opening the door for you and for me as well. It's a newly opened door for me as well. I need to walk in myself too. Not saying that I'm better than you because I'm opening a door for you, right? We're all equal, Do saints exist? Do devils exist? Just think about it. Well, if you really think it through, you would realize, you will realize, you will be conscious of the division you're creating with your language, and you'll be conscious about it. As much as shine the light of your awareness on it, it dissipates. Next time you get angry at someone, you want to classify them. Whenever we get angry at some people, whenever I feel negative about other people, we put them in a category. People online, we kind of push them away. Whenever we start to put things in a category, we're separating them from us. As long as we are not in that category, we're not the same as them. The more categories we put some people in, the further away we're pushing them away from us. For example, you really hate someone, you call them names. That's why we do. That's why we do it. That's why we call people names, so that they are different from us. And we call them a lot of names, and the more you hate somebody, the more names you give to them. You call them garbage, you call them piece of shit, you call them stupid, ignorant, devils, and so on and on. The way we start to worship someone, we start to think somebody is better than us. The better we think they are than us, the more names we give to them. You call them a saint, you call them a master, you call them a, God, whatever. You call them whatever you want to call them. We give them names just the same way we give names to people we hate, we think are worse than us. The same way we give names to people that we think are better than us. And I just want to show you that these names we give, they don't exist. Only people exist. These names, there are no saints, there are no bad people, no devil. We are just people, all people. We're just people. You look at a person, if you think it's anything more than a person, you are swaying away from truth. You look at a person in front of you, you call it a saint. It's a saint. You are not telling the truth. You look at another person and say, it's a devil, a bad person. You're swaying from the truth. There's only one truth, which is that is a person, individual in front of me, and the other one is a person in front of me. I am a person. Well, it doesn't have to be a person. Just giving an example based on the human language structure. The truth is we are not people at all, but just to make it convenient. Just to not unfold everything, because just to keep it concise enough to make a point. That is a person in front of me. That is a person in front of me. There are no prisoners, That is a person behind the bars. There are no saints. That is just another person. I wrote this book that I'm reading as a person myself. No better, no worse. No names given. No names called. No titles. The titles, even when we name ourselves, when you say, I am a scientist, I am a philosopher, I am this and that, I am a athlete, I am, it's just funny that people call themselves their job title. If you really think about it, it's just kind of amusing. I am a cook. You cook, okay? You are not a cook. You cook. I am a writer. You're not a writer. You write. You're a person that writes. Okay, you are not a writer. I am a police officer. You're not a police officer. That's your job. That's what you do. That's not you. But that's what people do. I am this, I am that. You call yourselves names, and that creates division. Why? I'm a philosopher, and everybody else isn't. So I am a philosopher, and you are not. So when we argue with each other, we say, I'm a fucking philosopher, and you don't have the blah, blah, blah. Or, when we argue with people online, you say, I'm a fucking scientist, listen to me, because you're not, so you'll fucking listen to me. Things like that. Well, that's not the point is we shouldn't be calling anybody any names at all, especially ourselves. Well, it's just as important to not call ourselves some names as not to call anybody else, especially people that are better than us, because we are aware when we call bad people, names. We're aware, we even name it, we call somebody names when we call people names. That's something we are aware of because we gave it a name. But when we do it to people that we think are better than us, we are not aware of it. We think it's something that we just take it for completely granted. And the result of it, the consequence of that is we completely agree with it. If we call somebody a saint, then that is a saint. We don't even doubt it. We aren't even aware that we're giving a name to that person. We just assume that is what they are. That isn't just a name. That is what they are, a saint. Somebody better than us. They're only, and I hope you get it. I hope you get what I mean. It's quite abstract, right? It's quite also counterintuitive, It's really something that's out of our normal belief system. So if you get it, really, it's life-changing. At least it is for me, and it's still changing my life. And it's just the beginning, And now we're understanding it just intellectually, when we start to apply it, live it, that makes a damn fucking change. And in a way that pushes us towards truth. If we just start to be really aware of any division and that we create through our language, even in our thoughts, because most of our language exists as thoughts, and we really pay attention to any thoughts we think, especially, very automatically. For example, you look at a public figure, as soon as you see them, you just create this thought, or even just an intention before formed as a thought. You feel like you feel bad about this person. You feel, you feel negative towards that person before any thoughts even is formed. This negativity that you feel about that person as well. If we can be conscious about it, let's just say, I don't wanna say some actual names here. Let's just say, I'll just invent a name. James. James Smith, let's say, is a public figure and you hate him. And whenever you see James' face, you feel this activity towards them before having any thoughts about them. You might be a person that's really conscious about your thoughts. But then this intention, this thing you feel before any thoughts, you might have been really, really spiritual. You're really careful about your thoughts. So you're not forming any negative thoughts about that person. But you still have this negativity you feel whenever you see their face. That negativity is based on certain beliefs of division. You believe that person is different. When you feel negative about a person, you think they're worse than you. They're not the same as you. It's even painful for you to think that they are the same as you because of how terrible that person is. You don't want that to be the same as you. Again, the word terrible is another name we give. Just because people did certain things doesn't make them a terrible person. It can appear to be, but you want to see beyond the appearance of things. That's what starts to make you really dig and be revealed the truth. If we just stop at the appearance, and we can't go any further. If you want to go further, you have to dig deeper, into the things that are invisible to our eyes, which are the most important things. A person does certain things. It can be as terrible as it seems. In this world, there are only things, very, very terrible, very, very bad. That's just the appearance of the world, the appearance of certain people, the just very surface, which is the only thing visible to our eyes, directly, immediately visible to our senses, and we judge based on that. And these judgments are absolutely, completely shallow. I don't try to mean it in a way to make you feel bad at all. No, that's what everybody does. I do it too. Every single fucking day. I even do it to myself. That's what we do. That's just the thing we do. It's just a thing we do. It's also just the appearance of us when we judge other people in a shallow way. That is the appearance of us. If you look at the reasons that's invisible, that's deeper, more complex than the surface, that's pushing you to behave in this way, you wouldn't feel bad about doing it anymore. Just look at your life, what the conditioning you've received, the environment, the information, people around you, everything that all together pushes you to, let's say in this case, judge a person unfairly or superficially, shallowly. Again, these names, superficially, shallowly, unfairly, they're also just names that we name certain things we do, such as judging. Judging, or even judging. Judge is again another name we give to a behavior that we conduct. Oh, thank God that this word came to me. I thought it wasn't going to come. Conduct, I never really use this verb at all. My brain is just, okay, let's just leave it because I don't want to get off the track of what I'm talking about. So, I don't know if I sound maniac with my laughs, because I just think sometimes things are really amusing. If you really look at things, it's just so funny. Certain things are just so funny. If you just detach from it, many things can look just purely funniness. You wouldn't stop laughing at certain things, people okay, I can't stray from what I'm talking about, okay? Which is everyone, the very truth. If you want it revealed, if you're ready to receive it, everyone does everything for love. But some people, those that you can't understand at all, for example, people that kill for fun, for example, some public figures that they've done, you can't understand at all. You can't begin to understand that they do what they do for love. You can't understand that this applies to them as well. Not at all. You can't. Your intellect doesn't give you enough space to be able to understand this. Or it's not just about the intellect. We don't have enough information about those people to literally say anything about them, And if we just judge based on the surface, the appearance of them, the things they do, which are the things they do. We judge purely on that. That's the only information we have really about them, really, right? You kind of feel this truth doesn't apply to them at all. If a truth doesn't apply to some things, then that is not a truth. But the thing is, the truth is the truth. Truth is true to be true, and it applies to everyone in every situation. And just why you don't see that applying to these people? Because they take a route that is so twisted, that is so, I don't want to use the word twisted, it still sounds negative. I mean, a route that is twisted, think about a street that is really with a lot of twists and turns. And, for example, from A to B, you can take a straight line. Or you can take a really completely, you can go from A to C to D to E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, all the way. And then you go to B, that's two different routes, right? And for people that you don't understand that they're going towards B, is because they seem to be going to C, D, E, F, G first. But their final destination is B. So whatever they do, they just somehow they believe they have to go they have to go C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K first before they can go to B. That's what it appears. So for you, why you can't see that they're going towards B is because now they're heading from A. They seem to be heading from A to C and D or E, F, G, whatever. You can't see that they're going to B at all, But B is where they're going. B is the only place we all are going. Every single individual human being ever lived on history, ever to live in existence, ever to exist, we're all going to be, and no matter what route we take. That's why we don't understand. For some other people, you can see their path, somewhat going towards B, so you can understand why they're going towards B because of the route they take. And why people take different routes if we're all going to the same place? Well, you need to ask them. You've not lived their life. You don't know them, You don't know what lens they're seeing through. You don't know what conditioning they've been, bombarded with since they were born. You've not lived their life. You have no idea why they have to take C, D, E, F, G, H, I. You don't know. Well, same for you. Same for everybody. Sometimes it's just so hard. Sometimes it's just easier to go from A to C. For some people, it's impossible to go the straight line. For whatever reason, we can't even begin to understand. The thing is, we have to remind ourselves over and over that there are things about people, and always things about people that we can't even begin to understand because we've never lived their life. That pushes them to do the things they do. Because the things they do is just the appearance. What it seems like, because our time-bound, location-bound mind can't understand. When you look at a person going from A to C, the appearance of it is this person is going from A to C. That's it. We don't see the future. We don't see the past. We only are seeing this person is going from A to C. And that makes us mad because we believe everybody should go from A to B. But actually that person is going towards B. Is taking a very complicated route that we don't understand at all. Why, how, what? We don't understand at all. But we're all going to B. And we have to believe that. We have to remind ourselves over and over and over again that we are all going to be. That's very, very, very important. Very, very, very important. The most important thing you can do in the world. Not the most. There are many other, there are one other important thing, okay? The next important thing, other than the other one, is to remind yourself over and over and over and over again that there are things we don't see behind people, especially those that we cannot we completely do not understand or refuse to understand, because some people, they're just so far from us. They're so further away. Their life has been completely far from our reach that we refuse to understand them. Such as people that kill for fun. We don't understand them. We cannot refuse to understand them. But, look at how contradictory it is. We don't understand them. That's why we need to understand them. But because it seems so impossible, they're so far from us to understand, that we refuse to understand them. Because of the complexity, some people, they say, they're just killers, they're just murderers, serial killers, they're fucking devils, and that's it. I don't want to know anything more about them. They're fearing something, the complexity. They're fearing to know that a person, a serial killer, is just as the same, as equal as them. Maybe that's what they fear. I don't know. It's really complicated. The human mind is really complicated. It is really small, limited, but it's so complicated. I need to drink some water. Before I drink some water, I just thought of something that can help you very, very, very much. Here is, just think about you being born with the exact same brain as a serial killer, with the exact same parents, exact same life, moment to moment, no difference, exactly the same. Everything exactly the same. You would turn out to be just like them. Just think about it. Think about a public figure that you absolutely hate. And imagine you were born as them, in their body, with their same brain, exactly same family, exactly same, everything exactly the same. Moment to moment, nothing different. Environment, words ever said to you. The first time you say a word, exactly the same, everything exactly the same. And you would turn out to be just them. Because the evidence for this is, look at them. That's what they are. They've turned out to be that, and so you will too. With think about it. The exact same brain, everything, exact same cells in your body, exact same DNA, everything completely, exactly the same. If you were born, in their body, you would grow up just to be like them, saying the exact same things, doing the exact same things that they do. That really helps, because that is the truth. We aren't different. We're just the same thing. We are just the same thing in different molds. That is really easy to understand. Like a really, really great analogy. Think about water. Water is just water. Water, same water, in different cups, different shapes of cups. Some shapes are very, very complicated. It has water in it. Very, very complicated, beyond imagination shapes of cups and with water in it. And you are a different shape. You are a shape that is really elegant, beautiful. And you look at that shape that is completely twisted and, you can you think, ugly. But if I empty that twisted cup and I pour you into that cup, you would look exactly like that. We are the same thing in different containers. We are the same thing in different molds. We are the same thing. No one is better or worse. We're all water. Just pour the water all back out together. We just melt, connect with each other. We are completely one and whole. We're so one and whole and united that we can't tell one from another. We're completely one. You put all the water into, different water from different cups. You put them all in the same place. You pour them all together, pour them together. They wouldn't be able to tell again which drop is mine, which drop is yours, or the boundary between my body of water from yours. No, there are no more boundaries, zero boundaries. The same body of water. There's no more Do you understand? Do you get it? I think it's a very great analogy. That's what different people are. Different people are the same thing that you are in a different container. Because their container is so different. Especially, it's something, what's different from this analogy is, and different twisted cups, they're completely visible, But with people, their container, we don't get to see. We only get to see a very small part of their container. Or actually, do we get to see their container at all? We just get to see the top tip of an iceberg. I think that's a great analogy too. Let's say everybody is an iceberg, and everybody just have the tip of their iceberg visible to each other. And we look at an iceberg, you look at an iceberg floating that way, floating this way, causing even damage to other icebergs. And you do not understand, why the fuck are you doing that? Why the fuck are you damaging other icebergs? You do not see what's below the surface, the different shapes that's causing this iceberg to move in that direction, causing that damage to others. It doesn't want to. It doesn't want to. If it could choose it all, well, it can't. When you're the water in the container, you do exactly what the container allows you to do. If you're that iceberg with that shape beneath the surface, you do exactly what that shape pushes you to. And then somebody wants to argue, okay, what about free will? What about free will? Are we all destined? Well, free will is your destiny. There's no distinction between free will and destiny. I don't know how to explain this. If you really want to, if you don't know me, you're a complete stranger online, you're hearing me, and you want to understand this, I recommend this person called Bernardo Kastrup, and Nardo, Bernardo, Kastrup. I think that's it. Anyway, he's like a double PhD holder in computer science and philosopher, and he's on YouTube. A lot of videos you will find him. His ideas as analytic idealism, that's his core belief system. And I got this idea from him, and I completely understood it through his explanation, or his insight, whatever. There's no distinction between a destiny and free will. Your free will is your destiny. For example, today you think, I have my free will, so I choose to stay at home today. That is your destiny. Your destiny today is to stay at home today. The reason why you want to stay at home today is because that is your destiny. The reason why the next day you want to go out is because you think, I have free will. And you do have free will. It's not like you don't have free will at all. The whole thing is your free will, Your destiny is your free will. Whatever you choose is your destiny, They're one and the same. And it's quite complicated. And then you would ask different questions, such as, why would a person choose to kill them? Well, then why would, again, the same thing, why would an iceberg move towards a direction that would cause damage to other icebergs? Just look at what's under the surface. It's not something they can control. So basically, how to explain this is, the shape of this iceberg under the water determines that they are moving in that direction. And what it appears to them and us is that this person is choosing to move in that direction, which is also true, which is not untrue at all. One and the same thing. Remember, the destiny is their free will. It's just the same thing, like why you like a strawberry flavor. For example, if your favorite flavor is strawberry, why do you like it? You feel like it's my free will because I like it. I always choose strawberry ice cream. That's just all my free will. Yes, and also that is also your destiny. Anyway, you have to watch this video to be able to understand this. It sounds very counterintuitive. It sounds completely out of our belief system. You have to watch this video and watch his interviews. It's a very intellectual person. very logical, very logical reasoning person. You would really love him. And I think that's the end of my speech. My phone fully charged. I don't know if internet has come back. It looks like it hasn't. Still have no Wi-Fi. I don't know why I don't have Wi-Fi. Last night I did have it for a while and then it stopped. Ugh. Okay, what do I do today if I don't have internet? I'm talking for just an hour and a half. It feels like a long time, but it's only an hour and a half past. I got up like 3 hours ago. So I spent 1 hour and a half scrolling on my phone that doesn't have an internet. Like, it has, it's just extremely slow. Think of 2G. Now we're 5G, but think of 2G. That's how slow it is. Wait for a fucking long time for it to load. And when you watch a video, if you really get to watch one, it just has to load, has to stop several times before you can load again. I really regret that I deleted the video games yesterday. If I could still play that, I think, or can I? If it doesn't need internet. Damn shit today. What do I do? I got books. But these books, I don't feel like reading these days. I can just keep on talking to you. Think about it. Think about the miracle of it. I think I want to end the video here because I think the topic that we have is completed. If I want to talk about something else, I should just start another video. Maybe this video would become really popular after I die. For example, in 2030, a few decades, after I'm dead, all of a sudden, like any other video on YouTube just gone viral or whatever, it would just go viral after I die. In case anybody is listening, in that circumstance, I don't think so. I don't really understand. I don't really know, because, well, a lot of things are going to happen in a couple of years. For example, in 2 years, the aliens are going to come. If you don't know it, it would be shocking to you. You think I'm bullshitting, but, whatever I'm saying is real. If it's not real, I'm not going to say it out loud. Like, I didn't invent this, okay? I didn't invent that the aliens are going to come in 2 years. I got this from other people, from other very valid sources. I wouldn't bullshit about things like this. And don't panic. They're here to help us. And, well, you don't have to trust me, because if you were to live, and if you were still alive, if you are still alive in 2 years, you would see for yourself. Don't trust me. You don't have to. Not at all. Just live and see. It's really exciting, right? Really exciting. Oh, damn. Maybe you want to ask, have they not already come with all those damn fucking UFOs and all those shits and videos and shit about documents and shit? That's not enough, What I'm talking about, what they're talking about coming, well, it's going to be a global event, and it's going to be in an undoubtable way. Like, all the documents and materials that we have, they're all skeptics. And, they're always skeptics, doubting about it. But the thing that's going to happen in 2 years, at the end of 2026, or the beginning of 2027, it is going to be an undoubtable event, and globally undoubtable. Everybody's going to know, everybody's going to see. And they're the helpers. They are helping us. Most aliens, actually, most are great, good aliens. I don't know about these UFOs, But yes, UFOs are, often UFOs are also from very friendly alien. And why they show themselves? Because they're preparing us for their actual appearance, They're going to show up. If we're not prepared at all, if we have no idea at all, there's a possibility of aliens existing, and we would be completely unprepared. We would be not prepared for that, which is in 2 years. So I suppose in the next 2 years, there's going to be even more and more UFO. I don't know really. I don't know. That could be the case, or the opposite could be the case. Who knows? I don't know. They're playing. They're really. They can see a lot of things we don't. So they have a really great plan that we probably don't understand at all, and we just need to trust. Just trust the timing, trust everything. Really. And then you might want to ask, if we are here to learn to trust, then why are so many things not trustworthy happen? Like, for example, why would I be betrayed? Why would betrayal be a thing at all if we are here to learn to trust? Why are things coming and breaking my trust in the world or people around me? Why do they happen at all? If I'm here to learn to trust, I'm here to trust. Why do these fucking things happen? Well, that's because without these things, you would trust naturally. Everybody would trust spontaneously, 100%, with no problem. Because we're here to experience trust, and we need some contrast, right? If there is no trust issues at all, if there's no space for doubting, suspecting, there wouldn't be no literal, no experience of trust, right? If we've never been in darkness, we wouldn't know light. At least from this limited human point of view, that is the case. It is the case. It's just like everybody's breathing. We experience air all the time. As long as we're alive, we experience breathing. So we don't know what it's like to not breathe for a long time. We can't not breathe for more than how long? I don't know, 2 minutes, 5 minutes. How long will we die? How long? Let's say 3 minutes. Okay, if you don't breathe for 3 minutes, you would die. We don't know what it's like to not breathe for over 3 minutes. To be alive without breathing, we have no idea what it is. You can't even begin to imagine that. That'd be dead, you think, but I'm talking about being alive and not breathing at all. What is it like? You don't know. Well, actually, that's a bad analogy because I'm tired. That's a bad analogy. I didn't show the point at all. I think I'm gonna stop talking. So a better analogy would be we don't know what it's like to breathe. No. Oh, we don't like. We take having a. Because this world is one of duality, so everything has its opposite. So it's really hard to give an example without already the opposite already existing. Like we breathe, we experience breathing, but we also experience suffocating because everybody can suffocate themselves. Everybody has had the experience of suffocation. It's a thing. I can't find a thing without its opposite because this world is one of duality. Let's say if you never need to drink because you always have enough water, you never need to drink water, you would never know what it feels like to be thirsty, right? You can't even begin to imagine what it's like to be thirsty and then have water going down your throat, which is the best feeling in the world when Like you go for a whole day or 2 days without water, suddenly you have water. That's something you can't begin to imagine if you never needed to have water to drink water. If you've always had enough water, right? Okay, I need to go. I need to stop talking for a while and figure out. Or maybe I start a new video talking about shit. I make myself smile, laugh all the fucking time. I live alone and I have nobody to talk to, but I can just keep laughing out my own. Okay, I'm gonna go. See you.